baneling attacks of mine. That's why he hasn't transferred his SCVs here. It looks like he's going to be blocking this entrance with an engineering bay. That's a clever move on his part. But yeah, once he, okay, so he's setting up his siege tank defense and cleverly transferring his SCVs. He may have just been worried about all those baneling assaults I was doing. Worried about losing a large number of workers to that type of thing. So I'm just going to be, yeah, moving along, saturating a third base. Like to see some guys on gas, and I believe I'm going Beetleless this game. Yep, there goes my Spire at the 14-minute mark, so a little delayed by his harass and my harassment attempts. You want to see Beetleless closer to 12 minutes. You can, if you're doing some kind of Beetleless rush, you want to get it at that like 8-minute timing. I think is a pretty good time. But regardless, I am transitioning into Beetleless, trying to get some creep spread going. Not seeing these guys go out. I'm obviously focused on something else. What's my opponent focused on? Let's take a look at Shiba here.
SCV ready.
Producing more Hellions to deal with my Zerglings and Banelings.
Mineral field
Primarily Zerglings, of course, not so effective against the Banelings. They do change armor types once you morph them into Banelings. They don't have no special special attribute that makes them die super fast to regular Hellion attacks or blue flame attacks. So it looks like he's actually pushing out though. Let's go back to every view. Oh my god, yes, surrounding these blue Hellions. My Hellions massacring them. And I'm gonna get some great Baneling detonations here. That was kind of a spur of the moment assault there. Don't think my opponent was ready for that. I wasn't quite ready for it, but luckily I was able to surround those Hellions and then quickly made the correct decision to surround his remaining force before those siege tanks got moded up. And I didn't really have anything left there, but he had unsupported siege tanks, so he's going to elect to retreat. So I'm sitting on 3 base to 2 base. I'm floating kind of a lot of minerals. I'd like to see me take a 4th here. That's something I often delay too long, taking my 4th base. I'm often too focused on getting an army going. And as you can see, I've already dipped under 300 minerals again. Hopefully I take my 4th soon here. This is about the time I want to do it. Maybe start thinking about Hive Tech transition to Broodlords would be smart here. Or I can go for some kind of timing, mass a ton of Mutas and Banelings and Zerglings and try to either wipe out a push and counterattack or just push myself. I'm going to want to do some scouting to figure that out though. I'm not sure that's something I do effectively as scan. But we'll just have to wait and see. I'm getting a ton of Banelings, and here are my Mutas. Gonna go for some Muta harass, no doubt. His scans saw that. I'm not sure if I remember seeing him see my Muta harass. I may have been busy with other things, but okay, yeah, tons of workers seem to be. I don't know what he was doing there. Doing a little conga, and he's moving him back to his minerals here. He's flying in with these Mutas. Tons of SCV targets here. Gonna focus on the missile turret first. And gonna hang out in this area. I had these Mutas on hold position so they don't stray into this or this missile turret. And I'm just going to get tons and tons of free shots on these SCVs. Not moving him out of the way. Don't understand this. Taking a long time to get his Marines into his base. Seemed like a slow reaction. Maybe it's just the long distance from his natural to his main, but I got tons and tons of SCV kills there. Gonna take some hits from the missile turrets on the way out, but that harass well worth the cost of the Mutas. As, yeah, got rid of tons of his workers. You know, he has his minerals here mostly saturated, so maybe he didn't really mind losing these at the cost of supply, but it really prevents him from quickly expanding to his really protected 3rd here. Very easy for a Terran to protect that area, protect his 3rd, and he can just transfer all those excess workers he had. But right now he's going to have to macro up a ton more RCVs if he wants to saturate 2 bases again. How many? I got 23 workers killed in that engagement. He, throughout this game, has got 6 workers killed, so I'm feeling pretty good about that advantage. Feeling pretty strong overall. Finally taking that 4th base I was talking about. Looks like I'm rallying to all my workers to that new base. Yep, rallying all my workers to that new base, so I should be able to saturate it in fairly short order. Getting a ton more Mutalisks though right now instead of drones. Looking to maybe end this game or get some more brutal Muta harassing. We'll just have to see. Oh, I gotta be careful. Don't want to run into his Marine ball. Oh, no, get out of there, get out of there. Looked like 1 Mutalisk, maybe 2. Took some other shots. Gonna run here, be able to focus down some missile turrets and hopefully SCVs. I gotta be careful though, I want to get some damage here and then run back to support my main base. Very mindful right now to see if he pushes into my main. I'm only gonna keep these Mutas here as long as he isn't pushing directly into my base because I need these Mutas to support my army. And yeah, I've stopped all mining, killed some SCVs, hopefully be able to take out the command center before I have to go support my main base. Looks like he is pushing in. Yep, I'm going to be forced to retreat here. Siege tank's way out of position to support these Marines. I could slaughter them right now with my Lings and Banelings, but looks like I'm just going to wait for my Muta flock to head back to base, and he's going to retreat to his safe siege line. Chilling right here next to my creep tumor, though. He's going to provide a perfect highway for my units to attack him right now, unless he's not careful, if he doesn't scan or something. Really like to see him scan, take out some of my creep. You really want to do that as a Terran, but in general, you don't want to siege up directly on or next to creep like that. It just really provides a quick avenue for zergling death and pain and unfortunate things, unwanted things if you're a Terran. Are going to be done to you by zerglings and banelings. Has his marines in a weird position here. I think his thinking is that he's going to try to absorb baneling hits with these tanks, which is always smart. But still kind of a weird positioning. Ideally, you want your marines in front of the tanks to start, and then you stim and kite the baneling all the way. So he's going to scan my natural. He really wants to push here. He knows he's at a big disadvantage. He doesn't really know how many bases I have, I don't think. He has no idea that I have that fourth. But he might be thinking it, so he knows he needs to do some damage here. Picking off a stray siege tank with my mutas. You always want to do that if you get the opportunity. If they're unsupported by marines, siege tanks are great targets for your mutas. Going to be pushing into my natural here. This is a pretty good position for his marines, but I have tons and tons of units. And instead of attacking that marine ball directly, I'm going to flank him hardcore from the back. Force him to unsiege. This is brutal for him. Taking some strong muta damage, so that's not good for me, but able to surround these marines and get a ton of baneling hits. And Ushiba elects to leave the game knowing his force has been massacred and only more massacre to occur at his natural shortly thereafter. So that was a fun game. ZVT, a lot of baneling explosions, a lot of muta harass. I've kind of gone away from infestor play in ZVT. If anybody feels like commenting on my strategy this game, how I played, how my opponent plays, please let me know about the current metagame. I really feel Muta Baneling Ling making a strong comeback against Terran. I think they expect infestor play, that's what they're used to, so you switch it up to kind of that old school style, it throws them off a bit. And if you execute it, it's always a good strategy, Ling, Baneling, Muta. So let me know what you think about my casting in the comments. It was a lot of fun, and hope to do it again soon.